Concerns are beginning to mount over the growing wave of insecurity in the FCT. The resurgence of the one-chance robbery causing fear and panic in the hearts of residents. Just recently, a lawmaker from Bauchi lamented how he lost his aid to one-chance operators. Aside from this, many people are now falling victim to handbag or phone snatching, pickpocketing, and internet fraud, among others. Experts have argued that food and social security issues can snowball into physical violent crimes. More worrisome is how young people, desperate for survival, are now engaging in illegal activities. Our focus on Saturday discourse tonight is the effects of economic realities on human security. We have a security expert in the studio to discuss it, but this will come after the news segment of the program. I am Abdullah Hajia, your uncle. Do join us again. Thank you for staying tuned. Now, let's begin with sport and stories. The Confederation of African Football, through its disciplinary board, has wielded the big stick against Libya over its recent maltreatments of Nigeria's Super Eagles, leading to the cancellation of a scheduled AFCON 2025 qualifying match between the two teams. The CAF Disciplinary Board, in its ruling on Saturday, signed by its chairman, Usman Kani, awarded Nigeria 3 points and 3 goals. Libya is also fined 50,000 US dollars, which must be paid within 60 days. With the ruling, Nigeria now has 10 points, with 2 matches in hand against Benin Republic and Rwanda in the qualifying series. The Super Eagles now need only a draw in their next qualifying match, which will be against Benin, to qualify for the 2025 AFCON. Now, let's join Francisca Bile, who has reactions from these developments. Francisca, over to you.
With the verdict of the CAF Disciplinary Committee awarding 3 points and 3 goals to the Nigerian Super Eagles against Libya, and also fining the sum of 50,000 US dollars against the Mediterranean Knights in the 2025 AFCON qualifier, football enthusiasts bear their minds on this development.
It's a good idea because if they don't take action concerning this, it will keep repeating itself with other African countries. So the step will make other countries to take care of their visitors when they are coming for away matches.
I thank God we have gotten the point which we were praying for at the same time, but I wasn't happy with the attitude over there in Libya, because I see no reason whereby we done what they did to Nigeria. That is a slap.
It's a nice one, but I feel that is not enough. You know, sport as a unifying factor is supposed to unify the whole world, irrespective of your race, your religion, what region you come from. So what they did, I think they have displayed a spirit of unsportsmanship.
The football lovers appealed that more disciplinary measures should be applied to avoid reoccurrence of such incidents. In Abuja, Francisca Bile, NTA News.
Thank you, Francisca. Now, away from that, some people have said to have been stalked in the demolished building in Sabon Lugbe following a recent demolition exercise by the Department of Development Control of the FCT. Hawagimba reports that evacuation process has commenced at the time of filing in this report.
The FCT Minister Nyesom Wike recently ordered the demolition of illegal structures in Sabo Lugbe South District layout after conducting an unscheduled site visit. This decision was made to address the issue of unauthorized buildings in the area. While the demolition exercise is currently underway, no fewer than 50 illegal erected duplexes and bungalows have been pulled down by the Federal Capital Territory Administration. As the demolition continues, residents, landowners, and developers are trying to negotiate with the minister, expressing the hope to find a resolution to the issue. Unfortunately, the partial demolition has caused some buildings to collapse, resulting in casualties and further distress for those affected.
Many people there inside here see the caterpillar that is trying to come out the building on top of them.
Affected parties are now appealing to the FCT minister to reconsider his stance situation, citing the severe consequences of the demolition. Hawagimba, NTA News.
In recent time, the rates of crimes in the FCT has taken a new turn, ranging from attacks on unsuspecting victims on the highway to breaking into homes and cybercrime fraud. To combat this, security agencies are stepping up their game to make the Federal Capital Territory safe. Cecilia Julius brings us details.
Many have become victims of different crimes, leaving them in fear and anxiety of what may come next when on the highway, at dark spots, or working at night.
This whole thing about, oh, the economy is bad, hardship and all of it does not, should not make any sane person to want to attack or kill anybody to collect his belonging, and now be the one to use it. And this is what everybody must condemn. We are all in it together. Nobody is better than the other. We are all suffering. We are all going to the same market. We are all living within our means. So we should learn to adjust.
They came in masses, like about 100 of robbers assigned to a lodge, and they were breaking into doors by doors, taking people's properties, injured some people, raped some girls, and I felt a victim.
Some have become more security conscious, while many are still in the loop. Yet, security agents have made a conscious effort to beef up more surveillance in combating the rise in criminality to ensure safety of lives and property.
We have gotten to the stage that you see the police and other security agencies as working to assist you to sleep better. I want to thank residents of the FCT for these few days that I've been here. You will be surprised at the level of information they give us. They have been cooperating with us, but as Oliver Twist, I'm soliciting for more cooperation.
We have a model that we follow, and of course, we share intelligence among ourselves. We meet time to time to deliberate on the security situation in FCT and how we can, ensure that there is peace and order in FCT.
The unanswered question still remains: what must residents do to avoid being the next victim? And what personal security and safety strategies are necessary for residents to endeavor to key in on the rules and guidelines for their own safety?
Security starts from yourself. You are the first person to secure yourself, and you create an enabling environment whereby other people will understand the implications and understand that you know what you are doing. And easily, you can share your location in any vehicle you enter. Before you enter, you can carefully snapshot and share with your relatives the plate number and the type of vehicle, including the face of the driver in case of anything that might happen.
The general advice is to say something and alert security agencies if we notice the unusual around us, and be security conscious at all times. In Abuja, Cecilia Julius, NTA News.
Thank you, Cecilia. Dr. Stephen Okori, a security expert, joins me live in the studio to discuss some of these issues of concern, talking about security on Saturday Discuss. Dr. Stephen, you're welcome to Saturday Discuss.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Okay, well, just a little while we saw the background report, and, well, it prepares our discussion. Let's get to know your take about the security assessments of the Federal Capital Territory as an expert.
Yeah, the security situation in the FCT, I, I, I want to say that it fluctuates.
Okay.
There are times that we'll see that efforts by the security agencies where the tempo reduces. At some point it goes up. So uh, we've seen situations where the one chance incidents or situation, just the way you said in your news, where it went down a bit, where arrests were made by security agencies, and we saw situations where kidnapping activities also, goes up and down like that. So by and large, my concern is that we shouldn't see situations where innocent Nigerians are being faced with such security issues.
Okay, well, as we observe social trends, one will be forced to ask: is there any correlation between, economic hardship, if you want to call it, and probably increased criminality or crimes in the society?
Absolutely. Economic hardship to some people is synonymous with poverty. And economic hardship can be seen as the inability of some individuals or group of persons or people that cannot meet their basic survival needs. For instance, food, shelter, health, clothing, and all that. These are the basic survival needs of any human being. In the event where you are unable to meet up these basic needs that a human being actually needs, you begin to look at it towards economic hardship, right? And in the last couple of months, we have seen situations where able-bodied men, women, we see them beg for arms, and you see that is as a result of the economic hardship that we are currently facing in the country. And you ask questions. Why are you begging for arms? You are not disabled, you are not deformed. Why won't you look out for something to do? And they begin to see how to give you one excuse or the other. But the fact is, economic hardship and insecurity, they go, they're like symbiotic, right? In the event where somebody cannot meet up these basic needs, and the person begin to look at the other way, the other alternative, which of course is crime, right? There was this time during my PhD thesis, I did my thesis on kidnapping for ransom, and I had encounter with victims of kidnapping for ransom. And one of them was bold to tell me that supposing he didn't have a good mind, kind of, what he paid at ransom and what he saw kidnappers make or made when he was in their den was enough for him to go into crime as well. So we have seen situations where people go into crime as a result of one reason or the other. And I want to tell you here that some people have gone into crime just to see how to feed, and take care of some certain needs.
Certainly, Doctor. But let's also look at, are there peculiar, probably crimes that are there crimes that are peculiar to such economic situation? If we can begin to itemize some of them.
Yes, absolutely. We have situations where phone snatching, because we have seen situations where people go out during early morning jogging, like 5:30, 6 a.m., and they go out with their phones to jog. They are being attacked and their phones taken away from them. And the perpetrator of this crime now, they feel that once they get that and they dispose of it, no matter the amount, at least it will take care of certain needs that they need to take care of almost immediately. Uh, Beyond that, we have seen, what you talked about, one chance. We have seen cases where couple, husband and wife, were involved in one chance activity. They pretend and disguise as passengers in their vehicle, and people that come in under that guise and they're being attacked, their personal belongings taken away from them. We've seen situations where there are also burglary cases where people go to church. For instance, most of these cases happen on a Sunday morning, where they go to church, the house is empty, and they come, they survey and see that there's nobody in it. They go in and burgle their house and take out their, valuables and all that. So one chance, burglary, snatching of phones and even handbags, snatching of motorbikes. You see situations where a passenger will disguise, meanwhile he's a thief, right? And they go climb an Okada bike, and at the end of the day, they see how to attack the Okada rider and go away with the bikes.
Now, in the midst of all these scenarios, what should the security agencies do? We know they're doing so much to stem, in the tide of some of these issues, but what can they do more, to be able to help citizens?
Yeah, I think that they should place more emphasis on surveillance, right? Okay. Yeah, because if you don't survey enough, don't forget that these criminal elements also survey, before they carry out these acts of criminality. Sure. The police and the other security agencies need to see how to step up in their surveillance operations, and also they need to be very vigilant, right? And there's this need for them to respond as quick as possible in the event where there's a distress or an emergency call that is put across to them.
Okay, well, as someone who probably has studied the security situation, if not of that of the FCT, probably Nigeria, yes. What social advice will you be giving to our viewer out there in terms of taking proactive or precautionary measures to be safe?
Now, you see, there's need for us to take charge of our personal security beyond what the government is doing. Now, the government, we don't expect them to do everything, right? And we have seen situations where we don't have enough manpower on the ground. It's a country like Nigeria that will have well over 230 million Nigerians and will have less 400,000 police officers to police us. So we must see that we take charge of our own personal security, avoid certain things that we do in the public, show off. I think this is a period where we need to step down our
ostentatious life.
Exactly. We don't need to blow that out in the social media, and social media has two sides to it. There's a positive side and also the negative side. We have seen a lot that has happened through the social media. Conversation that you have on our phones, while making transactional comments or statements, you have to be very careful because you don't know who is sitting by you. And carrying out background checks in the event where you hire domestic staff, personal assistants, drivers, and other, because we have seen where they have connived with criminal elements and we saw where they attacked their bosses. So a whole lot is wrong when we don't carry out or take charge of our own personal security.
Partnership with the security agencies is also key. How can we up this?
Yes, it's very key. You see, there are critical phone lines that are published on our social media, on our TV sets, and we hear these numbers on radio. We should not take those numbers for granted, because you don't know when that call, when you put it across to that number, where it can help, right? So those numbers, I want to advise that we should have them saved on our phones. There's nothing wrong with keeping them. It doesn't occupy the space that where the phone has, right? In the event where you are caught up in the midst of what you suspect some foul play around you, we should also believe in our instincts, right? In the event where you have negative intuition that something negative can happen, there's nothing wrong with getting to your phone, put a call across, and we'll see the effort that the law enforcement agents will do at that point.
Thank you very much, Dr. Stephen Correa, security professional and expert for that matter, for coming on Saturday Discourse to share your thoughts with us and as well enlightening us on some of these things we need to know and do to be safe always. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you're still watching Saturday Discourse. Let's go on a short break, and when we return, the news continues.
Relive your delightful moments via a telecast. Tell the world what gave you your happiness or pains, and for the how, where, and why. Share your joys of coronation, chieftaincy honors, engagement parties, traditional wedding ceremonies, weddings fatiha, nikah, naming ceremony church programs, housewarming, inaugurations, award nights, school and social events, or moments of grief like burial ceremonies with many others. Don't let your events pass and your story not be told on Memories every Saturday, 7:30 p.m. on this station. Memories, making your events memorable.
Glad to know you're still there. The fight against cancer, particularly in children, is yielding results with more than 20% survival rates achieved through constant donations and support from good-spirited individuals, organizations, and groups. The Okapi Children Cancer Foundation at the forefront of this fight, while taking stock of success record over the years, donated cash to hospitals in the FCT to support childhood cancer patients and honored partners in commemoration of the 2024 Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Cecilia Julius tells us more.
Managing cancer is not really, it's very costly and very expensive. Both time, money-wise, and everything. If a child is affected with cancer, it's not only that child that is affected, but all other members of the family are also affected.
On discovery that she is having cancer of the stomach, so as a father, I have to start treating her. So we treated her to the extent that my money got finished. Then at the time we were discharged without further treatment because I was no longer having money.
Idris and Hope Toby, it's a success story as survivors of childhood cancer, despite enduring the pain and rigors associated with cancer treatment. Their stories is a gleam of hope made possible through the support and intervention of the Okapi Children Cancer Foundation when they needed help the most.
We have seen significant progress from when we started. We had a survival rate of about 20% at the time we started, but I can tell you that at today, we have a survival rate of at least 50% in most of the hospitals. We intend to look for ways of improving these outcomes by increasing our efforts at community awareness at the grassroots level.
For those who have been treated for leukemia, for instance, amongst the hospitals, there has been a 50% survival rate increase. Whereas those who have been treated for retinoblastoma, about 57% of them have recorded, successes. So that shows that our contribution has actually led to the reduction in morbidity and mortality for children being treated for cancer in FCT.
Been a consistent partner with our hospital. Every year we get this money that is raised, like they've given us again, and it has actually increased from the first time they came to our hospital. And apart from the money, they also come and bring gifts and have parties, not only with the cancer patients, but they include all the other patients, all the other pediatric patients in the hospital. So I think it is a great thing.
Celebrating their contributions to fighting childhood cancer for over 5 years through award presentations to deserving members and donation to 3 hospitals in the FCT, call for more support to touching lives. In Abuja, Cecilia Julius, NTA News.
The desire of Rotary is to totally eradicate polio to zero level so that children will live healthy lives. President Rotary Club of Abuja High Rise, Mariam Ahmed Abdullahi, stated this while declaring open World Polio Day 2024 at New Kuchigoro IDP Camp, Abuja. Rosemary Motalen Bilal reports.
Ruth is a 43-year-old woman from Borno State who got displaced 10 years ago due to activities of Boko Haram. She's one of the beneficiaries of the benevolence of the Rotary High Rise Club, Abuja. Other beneficiaries say Rotary Club has always extended a hand of love, and for these beneficiaries are all expressing gratitude for the gesture.
They are coming to help our life, our children here, because the condition that we find ourselves here because of issue of Boko Haram. Even money to buy food, we don't have it, but people like individual people, churches, NGOs, they are coming to comforting us. They are bringing different kind of medicine and vaccinating.
We are thankful for you people. They bring medicine, they give our children treatment, food. People, they help us every day.
For Rotaria Mariam, catching them young with the aim of ending polio is one of the primary aims of Rotary Club worldwide. Hence the reason for coming to this IDP camp and other vulnerable areas.
We're doing our best. We're coming to polio at zero. This is our symbol for this year. End polio now. We were saying keep it at zero, but now we're ending it to be at zero. That's the desire of Rotary. And as Rotarians, it's our joy to see raising healthy children in healthy communities. Whatever the community, the future of the children must be healthy. That's our priority.
The program served as opportunity to share knowledge on ways of avoiding polio and why attention must be centered on children.
We do the pre-testing, pre-counseling. After the counseling, we do the testing. After the testing, we disclose the results to them and do the post-testing. If after the post-testing, when whoever that is positive, we ensure all our facilities that are provided with such services. We have to ask the client which facility are they comfortable that they will be assessing their care.
Test them on HIV because some of them we live with it. They don't even know. Do you understand? Then for the children, we give them polio, vaccination, and all. Then the ones that have eye problem, we test them, help them with glasses too, and also we're just here to support them health-wise completely. You understand? Text them and give them drugs.
Rotarians assured that the program will be sustained and replicated in other communities. Rosemary Mortelen Bilal, NTA News.
That's the much we have for you on Saturday Discuss for this week. Do join us same time, same station next week when we come with another topical issue on the program. I am Abdullah Hajia. Good evening.